A group of 8 slim, tall Masai men are standing in a half circle in front of me, singing, dancing and jumping. They all wear attractive, colorful Masai shuka, an African blanket that they traditionally wear as a sarong. It's thick enough to be used as a light blanket for chilly mornings and afternoons. Every Masai doesn't wear the same exact color, but most of them wear the color red because it symbolizes their culture and they believe it scares wild animals away. They jump straight up in the air. Later I'll learn that the higher they jump, the less dowry they have to pay to the woman's family before a marriage. The young, tall Maasai men then invite me to join the dance. First they drape me in another red shuka, and they had a laugh watching this pale, middle-aged, slightly overweight Scandinavian dude trying to jump. In the moment, I felt I did pretty good, but looking at the pictures, I can see that I barely left the ground. So it would be expensive for me to get married in this culture. This is the last episode in this 4-part miniseries about Kenya and Masai Mara. My name is Palabo, and this is the Radio Vagabond, episode 230. Welcome to a Maasai village in the Masai Mara in Kenya.
Meet Palabo, a full-time traveler and digital nomad from Denmark on an epic journey around the world. This is the Radio Vagabond.
If you listen to the first parts of this mini-series, you'll know that I'm spending the night in Lenchada Tourist Camp in the Masai Mara Game Reserve in Kenya. And when we were asked if we wanted to go for a visit in a real Maasai village, I was actually the only one who said yes. Because I have this slogan, when in doubt, say yes. So I got a private tour for a few hours. And in this episode, you can join me. The episode is partly supported by Hotels25.com. It's a website that helps you find the best deals on hotel rooms, guest houses, and hostels around the world in one simple search. You should try it out. It's pretty good. Hotels25.com.
The name's Bond.
Radio Vagabond.
Let's first have a few hardcore facts about the Maasai people.
And now, facts about where we are.
The Maasai is an ethnic group living in the northern, central and southern Kenya and northern Tanzania. They're among the best-known local populations internationally because they live in or near the many game parks of the Great African Lakes, and also because of their distinctive costumes, dress and beautiful jewelry. The men often also have a distinct look, tall and slim. There are around 2 million Maasai people, 1.2 million in Kenya and around 800,000 in Tanzania. The Maasai speak the Maasai language, Ma, but except for some elders living in rural areas, most Maasai people also speak the official languages of Kenya and Tanzania. It's Swahili and English. The piercing and stretching of earlobes are common among the Maasai, as with other tribes, but both men and women wear metal hoops on their stretched earlobes. They're considered one of the tallest people in the world. According to some reports, their average height is 6 feet 3 inches, 190 centimeters. They typically don't bury people in the ground when they die, as they feel it will ruin the earth. Instead, they have something called scavenger burial. They cover the body with ox blood or cattle fat and leave them in a bush for the wild animals to eat. The deceased is considered a good person if they're eaten on the first night.
And that was facts about where we are.
Let's just go a bit back in time. An hour before the song and the dance that you heard in the beginning, I was picked up by a young boy from the village, and after a short walk, I met up with Sammy.
My name is Sammy.
Sammy?
Yeah.
My name is Pala. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sammy.
Yeah. You are welcome to our village.
Thank you.
And if you say thank you in Maasai, thank you is Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. And thank you so much is Ashe Oleng.
Ashe Oleng.
Ashe Oleng.
In this village, there are 20 families with a total of 200 people.
The village, we are 200 people,
Yeah.
20 families, and all of us, we come from a same grandfather.
Same grandfather.
A same grandfather.
Wow.
So the time the boys you go to marry, we don't marry from the same village. We can marry from different villages.
Okay.
So also in the village, we stay 9 years in one place. After 9 years, we move to another place because of termite.
Uh-huh.
So the termite eat the wood of the houses. Then the houses can fall down.
Yeah, of course.
So they're a semi-nomadic tribe that stay in the same place for around 9 years before the houses are eaten by termites and they have to move to another place. And then they are polygamous, which means that the man can marry as many women as he likes or can afford.
We marry more than one wife.
Okay.
So the more God you have, you can have a lot of women. My father, he have 8 wives.
8 wives. He must be busy.
When we're back with Sammy, he'll tell us more about that. But now, let's have a look in the history book to learn more about the Maasai tribe.
Let's look in the history book.
The Maasai tribe have not had an easy life. According to Maasai belief, the tribe originated in northwest Kenya, just north of Lake Turkana. As they're semi-nomadic, the Maasai tribe live off the land. After a few years in one place, the Maasai tribe moved to the next area in order to survive. Until European settlers arrived, the Maasai people owned almost all of the fertile lands in Kenya, but their man-made spears were no match for the armed British troops, so the Maasai tribe lost a battle for their best land in 1904 and signed their first agreement with the Europeans. While this land was some of the best in Kenya, the Europeans weren't satisfied and wanted to get more. So in 1911, a small group of Maasai signed another agreement, giving up even more land. Despite not being fully understood, these Maasai were tricked into signing away valuable land. A total of around 2/3 of their land was lost, resulting in devastating consequences for the Maasai people.
This is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
Back in the Maasai village, Sammy tells me about them being polygamous.
We marry more than one wife.
Okay.
So the more God you have, you can have a lot of women.
Yeah, but the women, do they marry more than one man?
No.
No? That's not fair.
No, not fair.
How many wives do you have?
I have one. One is
Okay,
for me.
okay.
My father, he have 8 wives.
8 wives. He must be busy. And then he has 8 mother-in-laws as well.
Yeah.
How old are you, Sammy?
I'm 30.
30.
Yeah.
And how many children do you have?
4.
4.
Yeah.
With one wife.
Yeah. One wife is enough for me.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
And then we're back where we started, where we meet up with a group of other young men from the tribe, and they do this sing and dance for me.
So, and also now we're going to show you the dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
They mostly do the dance during celebrations, like the one they do when a group of boys are 15.
Normally we dance at time we have a special occasion like a ceremony, and the jumping is a kind of a competition.
Yeah.
So the higher you jump, the less dowry we pay the time we go to get married.
This is where they celebrate that they're old enough to be circumcised. and then go into the forest for a couple of years, and according to Sammy, finishing up with killing a lion.
That is a celebration of the Maasai boys. You go out in the forest to kill a lion. The age of 15, after circumcision, you are allowed to go out in the forest for 5 years. That is the time you go to become a warrior. You go to learn how to jump. You go to learn how to use some natural herbal medicine from natural plant. So in the time the warriors, you go to the bush. We go a group of boys, about 30 to 50 boys, and 2 elders from the village.
According to my research, Wikipedia and other sources, it's a common misconception that each young Maasai man is supposed to kill a lion before he can enter adulthood. They say that lion hunting was an activity of the past, but now it's banned in East Africa, and that lions are only hunted when they threaten the Maasai livestock. But according to Sammy, it still happens.
It's allowed to kill a male lion. So we
You
kill one.
you actually go and kill a male lion?
Yeah.
Because I heard that before, that it's a tradition that you go out and kill a lion to prove you're a man. But I also read that it doesn't really happen all the time.
Not every all the time. Or with the boys, you don't kill lion every year. Maybe one lion for 7 or 10 years.
Okay.
Not every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in other words, when the boys are around 15, they're circumcised and then go with a group of 30 to 50 boys and 2 elders from the village into the forest and stay there for a couple of years. Here they learn how to be a Maasai man. They learn how to hunt, jump, sing, make fire, about herbal medicine, and according to Sammy, they end up by killing a lion. Another young man, the 24-year-old Augustus, says that it's important to know that it's a tradition and they don't do it for fun.
We don't do it for fun. It is a tradition.
Yeah.
And it is a group.
Yeah.
And it's not done every year.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
only done after 5 years. After every new generation. Because when boys are 14 years old,
Yeah.
they are circumcised.
Yeah.
They undergo circumcision. They change from becoming a boy to become a man.
Yeah.
And then when they are done now, they go to the jungle.
Yeah.
Maybe 40, maybe 30 boys, maybe 15, but not few. So they stay in the bush for a couple years, not 1 year, a couple years, because we usually refer it as a traditional school.
Yeah.
So that's where they're gonna learn how to jump, like you saw their dance.
Yeah.
That's where they practice jumping, they practice singing. They also undergo and also create new songs.
Mm-hmm.
So when they create new songs, so they do it in the bush.
Yeah.
So they also learn how to throw spear. They practice that. So at last, when that process is finished, like the end of a semester, then their exam now is to find a lion. So and when they get it, then they have to fight together. It is a battle. The group can win, or also the lion can win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kill one.
You did?
Yeah.
How do you kill it? With a spear or with a bow and arrow?
Yes, and a knife.
Yeah.
And then if you're not scared, yes, you can go direct to the lion. If you go to spear the lion can come to attack you.
Yeah.
And then other warriors can come to help you.
Yeah, because lions are very often in a group, and I guess the other lions would also protect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Were you scared?
No, we don't scared.
Oh.
You're not scared.
But at last, if they gonna won, and then there will be a very big celebration later.
Yeah.
Because they have parts they take.
Yeah.
They come with a mane from the lion. They also come with a canine teeth to make a necklace, and also the claw.
Yeah.
Those are very useful things they use during dancing. So after that process, they come to the village. Then there is a very big celebration because they have won the battle. So after that generation, then you can now start your own family. In any case, you want.
Sammy and Augustus mentioned circumcision. This is something that happens to both boys and girls in order to initiate them into adulthood. This ritual is typically performed by the elders who use a sharpened knife and makeshift cattle hide bandages for the procedure. In the male ceremony, the boy is expected to endure the operation in silence. Even expressions of pain will bring, quote-unquote, dishonor upon him. Also worth to notice is that any unexpected movements of the boy can cause the old Maasai with the sharp knife to make a mistake in the delicate process. This can result in severe lifelong scarring, dysfunction, and can be very, very painful. So, in other words, don't make a sound, don't move, and don't even make a funny face when an old guy from your tribe chops off the tip of your penis without any kind of sedation. Ouch. If that doesn't prove you're a man, nothing will. And for the Maasai, circumcision is a key public celebration of manhood. The singing and the jumping were taking place just outside the fence that's built to protect their cattle at night from wild animals. And when we come back, we go inside, and Sammy tells me something that breaks my heart.
We're in this village. We have 500 cows.
So more cows than people.
500 cows.
Yeah, wow.
But we lost 400 cows.
No.
Stick around.
And now, email from a listener.
I've received an email from a listener. This one is from David from the UK. He writes, "Hi Paller, I've traveled with work and vacation to perhaps 40 countries in 40 years, but with family illness, Brexit, a career change, and then COVID, like many, we became rather stuck in a rut over the past few years. I'm married to a Dane, and we'll be relocating to Denmark later this year. As part of our plans to shake up our lives, we're looking to get back on the road soon. Yes, I enjoy your series vicariously, but it triggers thoughts and ideas of what to do and provides the motivation to go use our 4,000 weeks on this planet wisely. As an example of how you affected change, our week-long trip to Croatia at Easter will now include a detour to Montenegro, because why not? Your podcasts are a perfect length, and the production is first-rate. I also find your honesty refreshing. Keep up the good work. Best wishes, David." Thanks, David. I'm so glad to know that you're inspired to take a detour to Montenegro. I promise you that you will not be disappointed. And to the rest of you, the Montenegro episode was number 173, and if you haven't heard it, you should go back and listen to that one too, after the rest of this one. Maybe you will be inspired too, like David and his Danish wife. One more thing before we go back to Masai Mara.
Question from listeners.
I'm starting a new segment here on the show where I'm going to be answering any questions you might have about my life as a full-time traveler and digital nomad. So if you have any questions, please go to theradiovagabond.com and send a voice message. Just go to Contact and click on the banner where it says Talk to Me.
Travel is possible at any age. Your sense of adventure is just over the horizon. So, reach out and grab it. This is the Radio Vagabond. Gotta keep moving.
This is the village now. We keep all the cows here at night.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get a problem with the wild animals, like cheetahs, lions, and hyenas.
They come out here?
Yeah,
Really?
we have some Maasai boys who go around to protect the animals
Yeah.
not come inside of the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that cows are some of the. It's very important for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Maasai.
yeah.
How many cows do you have in this village?
So we lost a lot of cows.
How did you lose them?
Because of that drought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they lost a lot of cows. And wait till you hear the rest of this. But let me just put it into context on just how big a deal this is. The Maasai people believe that cattle are the gods' gift to them. They are, as you know, semi-nomadic and move with their animals across the plains of Kenya and northern Tanzania, setting up home where they find the best grazing. Their cattle are everything. They're the wealth of the village, units of currency, givers of milk to live, and on special occasions, meat and blood. Their lifestyle concentrates on their cattle, which make up the primary source of food. Amongst the Maasai, the measures of a man's wealth is in terms of children and cattle, so the more the better. The village has 200 people and up till recently 500 cows. But then, let's have Sammy pick it up again.
So we lost a lot of cows.
How did you lose them?
Because of that drought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We in this village, we have 500 cows.
So more cows than people?
500 cows.
Yeah, wow.
But we lost 400 cows.
No.
Sure.
400?
Yes, we have one.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That is horrible.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, let that sink in. They lost 80% of their cows to drought. This is devastating and a huge problem for the village.
So you only have 100 left?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you can see the cow. We have a cow die.
As we continue walking, he points to the field where I can see a dead cow.
Just because there was no water, no food.
We have water,
Okay.
but no grass.
No grass.
Yeah.
Oh, poor.
We lost a lot of cows. A lot of cows.
And you can't really do anything about it?
No.
No.
I think this year we graze cows.
Yeah.
During the night time inside of the park.
Yeah.
Yes, and very difficult.
Very
hard.
difficult,
Yeah. We graze them during the night time, and also because of the rangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we don't have enough food because our main food is cow milk,
Yeah.
cow blood, and meat,
Yeah.
and corn.
Yeah.
And I think here we don't plant anything.
No.
We don't grow any crops.
No.
Yes, so the corn we buy from the market.
You can follow Palabo on his Facebook page. Join the conversation about traveling and being a digital nomad. You can also see pictures, videos, and stories that don't necessarily make it into the podcast. Simply search for the Radio Vagabond.
So this is such a special look. We used to make fire.
We're about to make fire, the traditional way.
We call sandpaper tree. This is the hard one and soft one.
They have a piece of flat wood with some holes in and a wooden stick.
So we do some friction and we get a fire. We get a fire from the mouth of the sandpaper tree.
They place the flat tree on a machete on the ground, and then they start spinning the stick by rubbing their hands and the tip of the stick in one of the holes. Three guys are sitting on their knees, taking turns spinning the stick. Surprisingly fast, smoke starts building from the friction point between the hard and the soft piece of wood. Sammy is standing ready with a handful of dried grass and cow dung, and when ready, they tip the glowing part first on the metal on the machete and then into the dried grass and dung. Sammy is blowing into it. As the smoke builds, and when we see fire, he puts it on the ground and says,
So now we make barbecue. Yeah?
"Now we make barbecue."
So that's the way we make the fire. We make a fire once. The time we move to a new village, blessed by elders, and then the fire you keep burning inside of the houses. 9 years where we go to stay in one place. So it's happen if it's the fire you go off in one house. A lady from that house you go to borrow a fire from another house.
Yeah. Hard work.
Sometimes we get blisters, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to try?
And of course, they asked me to try it too.
I can't do that. Oh, you're gonna laugh.
Did I make fire? Well, of course. I had a lighter. When we come back, I get invited into Sammy's family's small hut made of wood and cow dung and get to taste a local brew that maybe is their secret to a long life. That's in a minute when the program continues. We'll be right back.
Whether you're traveling or dreaming about travel, Amateur Traveler has something for you. Amateur Traveler is a podcast that's been in continuous production for 16 years. We have episodes on every continent, every state, and almost every country. Each episode has pictures and links to help you with your trip planning. Whether you want to hear about your favorite destination that you've been to or discover new destinations and new adventures, if you want to go there, we probably have an episode. AmateurTraveler.com.
And now, let's get back to the show.
As we talked about, the Maasai are historically a semi-nomadic people, and they have to use readily available materials and indigenous technology to construct their unusual and interesting houses made by the women of the village.
And you say the houses only last for how many years before termites get them?
9 years.
9 years. What are they made out of?
Made of wood and cow dung.
And cow dung.
poop, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello. Super.
Welcome.
We enter the small house.
Super.
You are most welcome to the house. This is my house. In the house we have 3 beds. That is the bed there for the children.
Yeah.
And this is my bed and my wife.
Yeah.
And behind the wall, we have a guest bed.
Okay.
So if we get our friends from different places, we give a free accommodation.
Yeah.
And this is the kitchen. We cook here.
The main room we're in is only around 3 by 4 meters, 10 by 12 feet, and serves as a bedroom for the entire family, living room, and the fireplace in the middle of the room is the kitchen where they cook.
And the Maasai women, the women have built a house.
Yeah.
And the house it take 2 months to build. The Maasai, if you have more than one wife, you have 2 houses. So each wife have her own house. Yeah, 1 house for 1 woman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm sitting on the floor in this small hut, smelling the smoke of the fireplace in front of me, it seems very primitive. And I can't help thinking about the fact that they are far away from hospitals and doctors. And what about childbirth? It was like Sammy was reading my mind and told me that they have a medicine man and a midwife in the village.
In the village, we have some medicine people. We have some medicine man and a midwife. So if someone sick, we use natural herbal medicine from natural plant.
Mm-hmm.
Also the midwife helping ladies, while the ladies can get back to deliver.
Is that also in the house?
In the house. No hospital.
No.
Mm-mm.
No. Is there a big risk?
No.
No? No. All the women and all the children are surviving?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, somebody died because of... No.
Yeah. The natural way.
Natural. I think this is all of Maasai people. We are so slim.
Yeah.
Because of the herbal medicine. Also, we live a long life.
How old do you
My
become?
grandfather, he lived 122 years.
You are kidding.
Yeah. My grandmother, he lived 118 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh. And Denmark?
In Denmark, average is, I think, 80 for women and 76 for men.
76 for men?
Yeah.
And women 80?
Yeah.
To 84?
Yeah.
I looked it up. I was close, but not spot on. Life expectancy in Denmark is around 83 for women and 80 for men. Still close to what I said, and a lot less than Sammy's grandparents. And when I said that, his jaw dropped.
You seem shocked.
Yes, he was in shock.
I don't know. Do you want to try the beer?
and asked me if I would like to try their local brew, something that contains some of their herbal medicine.
What is that?
This is the Masai beer.
So this is what makes me become 120 years old.
Was this the secret to their long lifespan?
What's this made of?
It's made of the sausage tree. You know sausage tree?
Mm-hmm.
And then we put a honey. And then we put a small sugar.
Yeah.
And then we put herbal medicine.
I took a sip.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yes.
It's really good.
It wasn't bad. And then Sammy and his brother, sitting next to me, told me to finish the cup.
You finish. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah. You can finish, yeah.
A little part of me was thinking, what is this? And how is it made? But I wanted to be polite, and what could happen? So, bottoms up, and I gulped down every drop.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Very good.
And they seemed surprised and impressed.
For us, we live a long life, many years, yeah.
Wow.
So if you say
And it's so funny that
If you
we
say-
come from all the modern hospitals, and we have all the treatments and all the medicine,
of course.
and then you live longer than
Yeah.
we do in the Western world. Yeah.
For us, natural. Yeah.
The thing about life expectancy among the Maasai people, after my visit, I did a bit of research. Was it really true that they live as long as Sammy's grandparents did? I might have been a little bit off on the Danish life expectancy, but Sammy was more off. Or maybe his family was just lucky with his grandparents getting very old. Because according to different websites I looked at, the average life expectancy for the Maasai people is the lowest in the whole world. The average male lives to an age of 42, and the women until the age of just 44. So not typically more than 100, not even 50.
So you cook the food inside here?
Yeah, we cook inside.
Yeah.
And during the daytime, the time is so cold outside, inside is warm. And the time is so hot outside, inside is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the time maybe we get a lot of rain. No water. It's waterproof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
How do you prepare the meat that when you eat meat?
So if you slaughter the
is
cow,
it a big steak or?
Yeah, it's a big steak because if you slaughter the cow, we share everyone. So we finish the cow for one day.
Yeah. But what about all the cows that died during the drought?
We don't eat them.
You don't eat them?
No.
It's such a waste.
We buy them, a big shop.
Yeah. And I guess you could see it coming and just couldn't do anything. Yeah.
So next time if you are coming back, we give you a free accommodation, okay?
That would be great.
We stay here in the village.
Yeah, that would be great.
We get a lot of friends from different places come and stay.
So now I have a free place to stay when I'm back in the village, in Sammy's little guest room in the hut. Better get there before they move so I can find them.
Before we leave?
What do you do for toilets?
Just outside.
Yeah, outside.
Yeah.
In the bushes.
Bushes.
And hope there's not a wild animal coming.
No.
You want me to take it back again?
As we're walking around the village, it's partly like stepping back in time. They are people that have stuck to the old traditions and refuse to bow down to Western modernization. But at the same time, a lot of them are walking around with smartphones. It's an interesting contrast to see. They're making fire the hard way with sticks. They sit on a dirt floor around a fireplace inside a little hut made out of wood and cow dung. And still, they have smartphones where they take selfies and are on social media. The young man called Augustus that we heard before asks me for my WhatsApp number. Now it's time to learn to speak a few words in their local Maasai language, Ma, with a little help from my new WhatsApp friend, Augustus.
And now, the Radio Vagabond Language School.
Today, Ma. Hello.
Sopa.
Hello.
Sopa.
Thank you.
Ashe oleng.
Thank you.
Ashe oleng.
Goodbye.
Olesere.
Goodbye.
Olesere.
How high can you jump?
Engis naba.
How high can you jump?
Engis naba.
Are you on WhatsApp?
Iti WhatsApp.
Are you on WhatsApp?
Iti WhatsApp.
And that was
The Radio Vagabond Language School.
Today, Ma.
travel is possible at any age. Your sense of adventure is just over the horizon. So, reach out and grab it. This is the Radio Vagabond.
The Maasai tribe is often described as one of the world's largest and last great warrior cultures. But when we're stopping at a circle of bushes that functions as their school, Sammy tells me that they don't really have any fights or conflicts with any other Maasai villages. In fact, they help each other a great deal.
We are so friendly.
Yeah.
So for us, we don't fight, no any fighting. Also,
You don't fight between the different tribes? No wars?
No. So actually for us, we don't fight. Also we help some other families.
Yeah.
I mean, I have children, I have family, and I don't have cows, and I don't have sheep and goat, because we just for us we benefit with the cows.
Yeah.
So we help some other families.
Yeah.
We don't have some
No.
cows, sheep, and goat.
Yeah.
So actually, also the money we put together,
Yeah.
and then we can help some
Yeah.
and then you can send the children to go to school to
Yeah.
study. Also, we can buy uniform for the children.
Yeah.
Yes, for the school. We can pay a school uniform, a school. The money we pay to go, the children go to school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do they learn in school?
We learn English, Swahili, and mathematics,
Yeah.
science, and geography. We learn 5 subjects.
What about reading and writing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And in the school you don't speak Ma.
No.
You speak English and Swahili.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I paid a little fee to visit them, and at the end, Sammy asked me if I felt like giving a small donation to the village. The only cash I had left in my wallet was meant to be my tip for Dennis, our driver. But after spending time with the wonderful people and hearing about the hardship they're all in right now with losing 400 of their 500 cows, I gave him all the cash I had. And as we were heading back to Nairobi later that day, I told Dennis that he had to stop at an ATM so I could get cash for his tip. If you ever go to the Masai Mara and you're asked if you would like to visit a Maasai village, say yes. It was really interesting, and they're such friendly, open, warm people. The Maasai tribe is truly an inspiration as they stand firm on their traditional lifestyle. But still don't go overboard and do have smartphones. And that's almost it. The end of this 4-part mini-series about what to see in Kenya, and especially the Masai Mara. Again, thanks to Scenery Adventures for making the trip possible, and to all the people I met here. This episode is partly supported by Hotels25.com, a website that helps you find the best deals on a place to stay, unless you have a WhatsApp number of a Maasai village and you get to stay for free. Hotels25 does it for you in one simple search. Go try it out. It's Hotels25.com. In this podcast, I'm using music I've licensed from FindTheTune.com, remix from SOB Audio Imaging, and original music from Nikolaj Kehlet and Malte Rud Andersen. If you like this podcast, please tell a friend about it. It's the best way for me to get more listeners. And when I get more listeners, I feel even more motivated to produce more episodes. And as much as I like doing these, it takes a lot of time for me. I've probably spent 2 full weeks editing these episodes from Kenya, and it will take you 2 minutes to tell a friend. It seems like a fair deal, right? I spent 2 weeks, you spend 2 minutes. We'll be back with much more very soon. If you want to say in where we should go next, please let me know on the Radio Vagabond on Facebook. Should we go to Yellowstone National Park in the US? Should we go to Uruguay, Panama, or Doha, Qatar? Just go to Facebook and search for The Radio Vagabond, or send me an email on listener@theradiovagabond.com. That's it, my friends. My name's Palabo, and I gotta keep moving. See ya.
Radio Vagabond.
Produced by RadioGuru.co.uk.